Welcome back to episode 15.
Episode 15. I think it's
15 of Talking Cleary. I'm back. Flaxy's here, fresh off a Love Island stint. How are you, brother?
Mate, I used to feel real comfortable. I was getting real comfortable in that chair.
You know what? You did well until the last half an hour of that episode last week.
I was right. I don't care what.
Yeah, you were right.
I just explained it poorly.
You just shit the bed.
I'll own up to that. I explained that really, really poorly. But I was right at the end of the day, so Fred can suck one. And, well, they can suck two because the Sharks absolutely killed them.
They were impressive, the Dogs, weren't they?
Mate, very impressive.
I actually think that they played well. They did better than I thought they were going to do. Did I not call that before the game? What did I say scores to me? Did I say Sharks 13 plus?
I can't remember, but I'm going to take your word for it.
This
You're
is
usually right.
This is a Panthers podcast, so we're going to talk about the Panthers.
I'm excited to verse in week 2.
Before we get to the Panthers, mate, tell me about your love life.
Mate, love life. Pretty good. I went to the gym. In love with the gym. I went up to Brizzy and, did a 2-hour stint in the gym. Very lovely. And I got one love, and it's a Panther right now, and that's all I'm focusing on.
So no news report?
Mate, no news report right now. We're focusing on. What about yourself, mate? What about...
Mate, I'm engaged.
Engaged?
I'm a taken man.
Mate, take a man.
Take a man.
Unless Blaze Talungi comes through.
Yeah, well, Blaze, you can.
Or Casey McLean. If Casey, he's his all pass.
Speaking of Casey, we'll get to Casey. Anyway, I'm back. I know that you couldn't hold the podcast together. Unfortunately, without me, we couldn't get any wins until the weekend. So I'm back. I've been out and about. Fair bit of travel with work, unfortunately. Have launched the Mind Games podcast, so please go subscribe to that.
Make sure you boys check it out. It's pretty good, for Mitchell standards, but he's got a really good episode with Tom Starling out right now, and I'll check it out. It's actually pretty good, really insightful.
Thanks, Flaxy. Episode 1 with Tom Starling. I promise I'll get some Panthers on in the future. Unfortunately, for now, we'll have to deal with some other clubs, but got some pretty big names coming, some pretty big guests. Justin Horro will be on episode 3, so a few things coming. I actually was on the Buy Round podcast during the week as well. So
how did that go?
Got to catch up with James Graham.
Dragons legend.
Yeah, Dragons legend, James Graham. Yeah. Dragons legend, James Graham.
Yeah, Dragons legend.
Yeah. Timmy Williams was on there too. It was good to meet him and another guy, Liam. So it was great to meet him as well and catch up. And we chewed the fat, and the episode's done pretty well so far. So it's some pretty cool clips and different things. But you've done a bit of work travel too.
Yes, I went up to Brisbane, as I mentioned before.
How is she, mate?
How
is she?
Mate, Brisbane was good, mate.
No, her.
Her? The gym?
Just miss
gym
her. Just miss her, man.
Nah, it was really good. Went for an NFL launch. That was really, really fun.
Who's your team?
My team? Detroit Lions. So, bit of heartbreak. I 16. we had a season where we didn't win at all, and that, God help you if I knew you back then, that would have been hell to go through. So, team not looking too good. We lost our first game this season, and we lost our offensive and defensive coordinator. So it's like we had a really good run last year, but it's like I don't know if we can do it again. So. What about you? Who do you follow in that?
Chiefs. I'm a homeboy.
Mate, are you sure you're not the bandwagon in this?
Adidas, 3 stripes, baby.
Okay.
Patty
You're a Swiftie as well, yeah? It's Swiftie? No?
No, not a Taylor Swift. All right, mate, hit us with your fan mail.
So fan mail was pretty lacking because it's all like, I upset a few Canberra fans over the weekend with
the milk alone, mate.
Yeah, I upset them with a clip saying they couldn't win the comp because they got 50 scored on them, and so a lot of it was, instead of fan mail, was actually hate mail in the comments. So, but. So
you don't have fans, you've got haters.
At the moment, I guess. So we do have a few questions though. And I guess this one will go first to you. Thank you, Sierra. Are you nervous about any teams to versus the Panthers in finals? Now, at the moment, we got the Wars. When we win, we got either the Storm or the Dogs, and how you feel on it. It's going to be the Dogs week 2, and then week 3, week 4. Out of potentially who we can verse, who are you scared about versing? Or most concerned about?
This is how I think the comp goes. So week 1, I think Canberra and Storm win. I think Panthers, Roosters win. Week 2, I think we play the Dogs and Roosters play the Broncos. I think Panthers win. I think Roosters win. Week 3, I think we play Canberra. which is the only game I'm actually nervous about, and then the Roosters play the Storm, I think Panthers win, Roosters win. I think we get to the grand final at 7th versus 8th, and I think we win.
That'd be insane because like a lot of people were saying how, what Ivan's doing is, we're going to be the first team outside of the top 8 to win a comp. But if we verse the Raiders or we verse the Roosters, those teams have both conceded 50. So technically they can't win the comp either. So, you were telling me how you wanted the Dogs to beat us by 50 so we could get that as one of a stat as well. So it'll be very interesting to verse. 7th versus 8th, you've never seen that ever.
Outrageous.
And that would be
cool.
outrageous. So Broncos is... Look, you said it, I agreed at first with the Roosters point, but Broncos, man, whatever Reece Walsh has been drinking, man, like he's...
Have you been drinking your toilet water just to taste it?
Look,
imagine your toilet water.
I'm waiting for him to sell his toilet water in Coles and Woolies so I can go buy some, get some performance enhancing toilet water. But yeah, no, mate, whatever they're doing right now is working, and they have injuries too. So the question is they're obviously one of the informed teams in the comp at the moment, but can it be sustainable? And I guess versing the Raiders will kind of find out if it is or isn't, because then they verse the Roosters if they lose and Roosters win. Broncos.
Oh, yep. Sorry.
Yeah, so...
I was talking about the Roosters. Sorry.
No, so it'll be very interesting. Whereas Roosters, they're also informed, but they don't have really bad injuries at the moment. So, and Nico Hines is confirmed playing.
Yeah.
So, that's going to be interesting on that point. For me... Yeah, it depends how it goes. Obviously, we have to win every game. This is the first time we're going to actually have to win 4 finals games. We've played 4 finals games before, but we lose the first week and then play in the second week. That happened against the South in 21. I think you're right. The Raiders is a big sort of worry because they're a team. It's consistency for us as well. We haven't been the most consistent over the past few weeks. Obviously, we've rested players against the Dogs, but Dylan, hasn't been at his top form. Some of the players have been a bit iffy. So it really depends if we can be consistent over the 4 weeks. But
no, I reckon and to quote, normally something you do is quote Fred a lot. So I'm going to quote Fred here. Those losses we needed to have, because I actually think the learnings that Blaze and like Casey was unbelievable in those games, so I'll probably leave Casey out of this, but someone like Blaze, the learnings he's going to get out of those big games and falling up short in those big games is the equivalent of what we learnt in 2020 grand final with Nathan and Isaiah and stuff, I believe. So I believe that's going to get, when it gets to the finals and the big moments in those big games, that's when it's going to come up. We're going to see the fruits of that.
No, that's fair enough. So thank you, Sarah, for
Flaxie will write back later.
So someone goes, what time did the South play this week? But one question I do have, and this isn't one from the fan mail, but this is one that has been asked from Dad. So shout out to Dad.
Thank you, David.
I'll
let you know about Ryan's girlfriend later.
Who do you think is the player of the year for Penrith? Now, the last few years it's been Yowie has been the standout player. But who wins it this year? And I can't. Yeah, he has this smirk on his face. Who do you reckon it's going to be?
Left centre.
Left centre.
Casey McLean.
I was thinking Targo on defense. Casey McLean. He is that? Would that be considered rookie of the? He would be rookie of the?
No, he played
last
too
year.
many games last year.
Too many games last year. But yeah, he's the up and coming for us. Absolutely, he was an absolute.
Him or Mitch Kenny.
What? That he's been really good this year too. Mitch Kenny has been really, really good. Like he's been one of our best defensive.
There was something that came out the other day on Fox Sports, and it had the salaries for the top 10 highest paid hookers, and he wasn't even in the top 10. So like he's on under 300 grand. Bro,
cheap,
value for money.
How long do we have him signed for?
I would not swap him for anyone not named Grant, Starling, or Watson.
Yeah, I agree with that.
He's so much better than everyone else in the comp, and he's on less than 300.
Well, if you look at all the games he's had this year, like I would say majority of the games he's had the most tackles in each game.
Mate,
like,
he leads the line speed from the first minute to the 85th minute. He's sprinting off the line. His service is flawless. He never throws a bad pass. Like, will you see on the weekend when Snitty went to hooker, how bad our did you watch the game?
Was? Yeah,
Mitch Kenny is just the perfect hooker for our team.
And we got to thank Appy for that because like they obviously when Appy was
that's probably the other player I would maybe swap Mitch Kenny for, but.
Yeah.
Mitch Kenny, I love you. I think
But we
he's
got,
unbelievable.
but yeah, we got to thank Appy for that because like a lot of the talk was Sonny Luke coming up and
Can't tackle.
and Luke Summerton, and then it was Mitch Kenny as well. And I was like, who's going to take replacement for him? And can Mitch do what? Can Mitch?
Do you remember his first game against your team?
Yeah, so come on, mate.
Against Para. He scored that. He jumped in the crowd after. That was when I became part of the MKFC.
MKFC.
Mitch Kenny fan club.
But yeah, my player of the year. I want to say Bizza, man. Like he like obviously he. It's hard to say that he's improved or anything because he's just doing so well all the time. But even this year in some of the games that we were struggling.
Does that mean they reckon they'll have to rename the Brad Fittler medal?
Surely they. Do you reckon that's actually a question I do have? Do you reckon
Let's call it the Freddie To'o medal.
the Freddie To'o medal? Do you reckon they change the Ken Irvine medal to AJ medal once he's retired?
Who cares?
But yeah, I think, bro, like he's so consistent and we take him for granted because he just does so much more than what a normal winger does. Like speaking of AJ, he's just a finisher. That's really all he does. Yes, he has the most tries, but what does he do outside of scoring tries? There's not much he really does. Where Bizza, he plays like a forward and he runs through the line. He makes these meters all the time. He directly impacts a win or loss in a game. And yeah, I don't think it's appreciated enough. So I think Bizza 100% deserves player of the year for me. But I will not disagree with Casey McLean. He's been really good. Blaze, he's been really good. There's been a lot of players that have been really good.
To be honest, Nathan's been
Nathan. I was going to say Nathan hasn't actually been injured this year.
Yeah, he's been great. Yeah.
He's been great because he's what I hated how they worded it at the beginning of the year. They were like, he's had to dumb down his play so everyone else can catch up. No, it's just that's just how good he is, and we're trying to we're in a rebuilding year. We're in a rebuilding year. Like, well, of course, we're not. Not everyone's going to be great. So
that's so funny.
Well,
I love it.
It is though.
I love it. I love it.
So, and
good chat.
Last question by Brock. Shout out to Brock.
Is this your partner?
No, this is the guy in the TikTok chat.
Yeah, is this your boyfriend?
Come on, mate. Yeah. So, if Panthers do get knocked out, who's your second team really?
I think if we get knocked out, it'll be by Canberra. Really? And they win the comp.
I'd like to see that because
Bulldogs.
No, I'd like to see Canberra because I feel bad because I looked at my predictions at the beginning of the year and we talked about it a bit off podcast. But I said that Blaze was going to be something and be that guy. But I also said that Raiders would finish in the bottom 4. And it was one of my worst predictions. So I think it would be good for them to prove me wrong. I know we versed the Waz this week, but if somehow they knock us out, I would love to see the Waz find a way. Yeah, imagine that fairy tale run.
You'd make a movie on it, but
it would be the movie of the.
That'll be on a Mad Monday this week.
Yeah. So, but yeah, as long as it's not like Storm, not Dogs, not Roosters, not Broncos.
Why not the Roosters?
I don't like them. I just don't like them.
Fair enough.
And like, if you look at the past, 10 years, 15 years, it's only been Roosters, Storm, and Penrith. So, yeah, I don't want Storm. I don't want Broncos because fuck Broncos, fuck Brisbane. And
you want the Dogs, eh?
No, I don't want the Dogs. I'll agree with you on Raiders. Or Sharks. You know what? Sharks, man.
Fuck the Sharks. They're boring as batshit.
They're boring, but...
All right. Tell us about the women's game, mate.
Women's game. So I unfortunately couldn't watch this. As I said, I was at a work event. We did unfortunately lose 16 points to 12. Shout out to Jacinta Tui and Lorene and Naomi for scoring. You guys have been some of the best players in the team all year. And shout out to Jacinta as well. She has a vlog she posts each week. And, she's... Are
you subscribed?
I am subscribed, Like, I support the women in our game. I support the players. They wear the Panthers colours, and if they wear the Panthers colours, I'm going to automatically support them. So
love your work, mate.
She does really good. Go check her out. She does really good content and game day vlogs and everything and behind the scenes. So that's pretty cool. It's been a rough season, but for our first one, you can't expect too much. We won 2 games all up this year. We have 1 game left. And funnily enough, that's against the Dogs. So it'd be cool just to beat them and then next week also beat them. It'd just be really cool to knock 2 Dogs teams down in 2 weeks. It'd put a big smile on your face at least. And
They're irrelevant, the club.
but yeah, shout out to the women. Like 2 wins is insane considering, I don't think, anyone gave us a shot at all this year. So what are we focusing on for next year? 3 wins. And then the next year, 4 wins, 5 wins, and getting better and better and going up those steps. And yeah, just be proud of yourselves. And there will be a time where we make the finals and, hopefully soon we get into the NRLW and make shockwaves there. So shout out to the girls. But we beat the Knights and, we lost to the Knights, but the girls put in a good crack and couldn't ask for any more. So.
Nice, mate. Good work.
Yeah.
All right, time for the Riff Report. So we played the Dragons at Wynn Stadium.
40 points to 20.
40-20. Just
Something
like,
that Kyle
just like
Flanagan...
you look like you're 40, but you're only 20.
I look like I'm 40, mate. Mate,
I got a nerve.
look at yourself in the mirror, bro. I look like I'm 16.
I am 40, but I look 20. I got a nerve, didn't it? Mate, classy win. I think it was... And we reset last week. Let our young guys go out and put a clinic on the Bulldogs. If I didn't give my thoughts on that game, but I think if Jacob Preston didn't play, we probably beat them.
Don't worry, I did make that comment.
I know, I heard it. Good work. But yeah, I think it was definitely just a momentum builder. Pre-semis, we went out. All the boys got some minutes under their legs. I think everyone played pretty well. Nathan was unbelievable. Like, he just took the piss, to be honest.
He always scores a try against them. He scored a double last year.
3 last year.
Yeah.
He
3?
Yeah, 3.
Oh,
he got like 180 in Supercoach.
Oh, that would have been mad.
I captained Luai instead. I did, because you remember Luai was killing it before.
Yeah, he was. He was on a killer.
Yeah. Nathan was awesome. We gave Mitch Kenny a bit of a rest. I think he'll play 80 this week.
We gave Dylan a bit of a rest too.
Yeah, Dylan came off. I'll be interested to see what the bench make up this week. Very interested to see what he does there. I kind of hoping Dane gets a run, but we'll see what sort of comes with that. I thought Casey, that kid's unbelievable, man. Like, the sky's the limit for him. He's got it all.
Paul Alamotti as well, man. Like, it sucks that he doesn't get a spot. Like,
you reckon Milky goes on the Kangaroo Tour?
Mate, it's not a matter of if, it's when.
No, I'm saying this year.
This year, yeah, not a matter of if, it's when.
You reckon?
Yeah, it's not if he does, it's when he does. Mate,
big call.
He's been really good this year.
I love it.
Would he be? I wish he could be.
We need to start a petition for it. But yeah, no, I think we're very well set for this week. We obviously have the Warriors. In New Zealand, we beat them there last time, and it was without our Origin stars. So I think we're pretty well placed. It's definitely not going to be an easy game. The whole stadium's going to be packed out. We're not going to be wearing the black and gold jersey, unfortunately. We're wearing the pink. Which sucks,
man. The 2 teams that we can't verse, I think, is the Wars and the Storm because of the colour clash. Everyone else we can verse them against.
Yeah, okay.
So,
but anyway, like, it's fine. We'll wear the pink and we'll go there. We'll smash and grab, get the 2 points, get out of there.
Hopefully not. Get any casualties in the meantime.
Yeah, but I think we'll go in. I think the game will be, their obviously game plan will be to beat us through the middle with their forwards like Fisher Harris and even on their edges like Lekra Hellasima and Jacob Laban and things. He out actually.
Laban, I think he's
or Cape Wall and things like that. So that's where they'll try and beat us. I think we're going to be too classy for them, my honest opinion. I think Nathan off a spell, which you saw on the weekend, there's nothing more dangerous in rugby league than Nathan off a spell. And now he's had that rest. He's got rid of that gammon headgear. And
there was an interview today. I don't know if you saw, but
I saw it. No, roast. Shout out Roasty. Absolute legend of a bloke. I think we go in there, smash and grab, take the dub, put them on Mad Monday. We come back and we play the Dogs at a core and we put 40 on them.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think there's anything too much to take out of the game with the Dragons. It was just a get in there, don't overdo yourselves, don't risk injury or anything, and get the job done and get the 2 points.
I don't know if this is just me watching and it's like a biased opinion, but it looked like we went in and put together a clinical performance where the teams like the Storm and the Bulldogs, who had nothing really to play for as well, we had nothing to play for either, they didn't really matter.
Yeah.
But they went in and looked like they were tentative, looked like they were worried about injuries, things like that, and that's what happened to them.
Yeah.
Looks like they weren't playing at their, go out and play at finals intensity, where we went out and played at the finals intensity and had a really clinical performance, in my opinion. And, we look like we're building momentum and actually build cohesion, which is what they were in turn trying to do.
Yeah. Well, I'll agree with that, because if you look at it, right, especially the Storm, and I know the Storm, they're a team with, one of the best coaches of all time. To lose Jerome Hughes, and I know they got Wishart and Pezzett and all these other great replacements, but to lose them and then try figure out
I've got a hot take.
Figure out a new combination for week 1 of finals.
I've got a hot take.
Mm-hmm.
I think their kicking game gets better. Jonah Pezzett is one of the best.
I agree with that
in the comp.
because it's not like if you look at their team, who's
and I think their team from last week to this week is way better. Nass hasn't won a game all year.
Yeah.
Harry Grant's daylight second is the best hooker. Paps is out.
Yeah, so who replaces him?
Nick Meaney will play fullback.
Yeah.
Suafalonga's still out, I think.
So who covers his spot?
In the centres, Grant Anderson will play centre and probably Marion Seve. And then you'll have Xavier Coates.
Mate, you don't want Goggle Seve in a final. But yeah, no,
Xavier Coates and Will Warbrick.
I think I agree with that. But my thing is where it's different between like a regular season game. You can't take regular season games into it. They've lost 3 big players that are crucial to their combinations.
Yeah, but they're not coming up against a team that has any attack. They've just got to go there out there and score 18 points and they'll win.
Yeah, true. So, well, what? Because who are they up against?
The Dogs.
Who would they be up against week 3 potentially?
Week 3 will be up against probably the Roosters or Broncos.
Yeah. So, that's where it becomes an issue.
Or Sharks.
Yeah. Who? Yeah, I think
but Paps will be back by then anyway. So
Paps will be back.
Goes back to centre.
Yeah, true. But yeah, I think you're right. The team does get better. Naz, how sad is that the fact that you're playing for the Storm and you haven't won a game all year? That sucks. That would suck. But yeah, I think personally for me, I don't know, man. I just hope they batter each other. I just hope they kill each other.
More injuries.
I never wish injury upon a player or anything, but I just hope they absolutely batter each other in that game. And knowing the Dogs, they're gonna do anything they can to win. And Storm will play to the game pretty much. So, but yeah, I as long as going back to the Dragons game, I don't think there's anything we need to really take out of it in terms of because they scored 20 points on us.
I think we've built a lot of cohesion, mate.
But there was a lot of chemistry being built. There was it was getting rid of the rust of the last few games we had, and I think it was a really smart move to have that week off with the Dogs, because had we versed the Dogs full strength, there could have been a chance where we were thinking about, we're worried about fatigue, injuries, and all this stuff, and we didn't end up doing that. So yeah, I agree with you on that. And going into week 1 of finals against the broken down Waz, who had just, man, I feel bad for them almost with all the injuries they've had.
Yeah,
so.
For sure. Unfortunately. Yeah, but I'm not going to feel sorry for them after the weekend.
Oh, yeah, I'll feel sorry for them after we beat them.
Yeah, we're going to give a... Do you want to talk about any ex-Panthers?
What? I don't really want to talk about the Tigers. They were woeful over the weekend.
They were great in the first
20.
They
were great, and then the second half happened and they thought the job was done.
Yeah.
So, there's that. The Dogs...
Izzy Katoa put on a clinic.
Yeah, the Dogs I don't really... Izzy Katoa, yeah, bro, against them.
Can we have a conversation about when Stephen Crichton turned into Clint Gutherson?
I didn't watch too much of that game. So
he dead set looked like a floating car thing out the front of a car dealership on the weekend. This is on this. Did you doing these ones? Honestly, Critter used to be one of the best players to watch. Now he just whinges. Frustrates the hell out of me. Anyway, we'll move in. We're going to do a bit of a finals preview. So we're just going to review all the teams. So the Raiders.
Let's look at the games. Let me get
how we think the Raiders are looking. They obviously lost by 60 on the weekend with their reserve grade team.
Yeah, which, you know what? That actually puts into perspective, right? If you look at the Panthers' reserve grades, we rested 16 players. They rested 10. You look at the team we had, we only had 28 points scored on us. And we scored a try. Obviously, they scored a bunch of tries in the back end, but that's Dolphins' memo. Played great first half and don't worry about the second. But how good does that feel as a Panthers fan to see what the Dogs put on us, 28 points, and then see what the reserve grade of the Raiders, It makes you like, obviously we have the best reserve sort of system in the comp, but it just makes you feel good that we have a team that is up against the top 4 team. Dolphins weren't even making the 8; they're 9th. We put our reserve grade team up against, and that's without Trent Talau, and that's without who am I missing? A big player. I'm mind blanking, but we're missing Trent Talau. We're missing a few key players due to injuries. And we were able to do that to the Dogs and hold our own against the Dogs. I think every Panthers team, and you mentioned this on the bye round, like look at the juniors we have coming through. Look at what we have coming through, and you don't take anything out of that Raiders game, but what you do take out of it is, once their old guard's gone, who's coming through? Who's coming through for them? Whereas with Penrith, when our players start getting older, we have Lindsay Smith for Yo. Yo is one of the older ones now. Once he's kind of moving on, he slips in. IPAP has been absolutely killing it recently.
IPAP's only like 26.
Bro, he's killing it.
Yeah.
He's absolutely insane. He's. I think this is the in-season or career best form he's ever been in.
He's playing good.
He's playing like really, really good. And so with the Raiders, you don't take much out of that game, but you look at the juniors they have and... Mate, you get worried.
Yeah, the Storm, they normally don't lose 2 games in a row. They've lost 2 already. They've had a bunch of injuries. I think we already nearly touched on it a little bit, but I think they actually, I think if they were playing Canberra this week, I'd be worried about them. I think there'd be no chance, but I think they're playing a team that's just run its course.
I think they've peaked too early, the Dogs, but I think the Storm... I don't see them making the granny. I think there's just too much going on back there, injuries and everything aside, but they don't worry me. I've said this year. Yes, they came second. Yes, they...
So if they lose the Dogs this week and we've got to play them next week, you confident?
Yeah.
Cool.
Which is insane because that means they would have to lose 4 games in a row, which is... When was the last time they've lost 3 games in a row? When was the last... I don't remember a time in my lifetime that Storm have lost 4 games in a row. I don't think ever.
There would have been, but...
There might have been one occasion, and that would have been early Craig Bellamy days. But, the Storm, I told you this at the beginning of the season. Yes, they've been good this year in terms of making second, but they've never really scared me like they have in previous years. Last year, they were a menacing team. I was worried about them in the grand final. If we came up against them in the prelims, I'm not too concerned. There's more... Raiders scare me more. Broncos, Roosters scare me more. So, Melbourne, they'll make a decent run. They probably make the prelims, but they won't make the granny. I think they lose there.
Cool. The Dogs, I think we've sort of touched on that. I think they've sort of run their course. Their middle's getting found out a fair bit, and that's where the finals games are won in the middle. I think they're just getting run over. I think
it's just fatigue setting in as well. Like they've been high level throughout the year,
and just lack of cohesion. Like Lockie Galvin, I'm not picking on the kid. I love Lockie, but he's running around like a chook with his head cut off, just throwing forward passes left, right, and centre.
Let me ask you a question. Do you think if they didn't buy him, or they bought him and just said, we're going to keep you in reserve grade for the rest of the year, let's keep the team that we have that is coming first, do you reckon they make a better run?
No.
Or no? Do you reckon there was a good choice getting Galvin?
No, I just think they never had the team to win it. I said this from ball one. They were never going to be. They're ahead of schedule, but there's a lot of holes. There's a lot of outside factors that have eventuated to them finishing third.
Yeah, I agree with that. So,
the Broncos, they're looking good. They're
that toilet water, man.
They're coming home strong. I think Walsh would be the Australian fullback.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Dylan hasn't performed.
No, I don't think Dylan's performed badly, but I just think Kevy loves Walshy, and the way he's played the last month, he's probably been one of the best players in the comp. So
best fullbacks in form at the comp at the moment.
Yeah, I just think he's been awesome. So barring injury, I think he'll be the Australian fullback. But yeah, the Bronx are looking good. As I said before, the grand finals one in the middle. Their middle's good. I think their edges are horrendous. So like outside of Haas and Carrigan, I think the rest of their forward pack's not that great. But I think they'll be there.
And you got to think they're doing these with injuries too. They've been doing it without Adam Reynolds. They've been doing it without.
They almost look better without him and Mam.
I agree,
but
they've been they've been winning more games. They've been in better form. I think they've been really, really good without them. And if they do come back, does that make a difference? Or I think they're all out for the season anyway, to be honest. So I think
Reynolds might be back next week.
Oh, Do you reckon the other injury? Do you reckon it'll take a toll? Do you reckon they've peaked kind of too early, or they're kind of like they're in really good form at the moment? But then
it's going to be one of the two.
But then you got the Raiders first week, like
they've either peaked too early or they're
really good.
They're getting to the end of their run. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens there. The Sharkies are coming good. Mate, to be fair, they've kind of gone under the radar. Like they finished fifth. They finished fifth. And
out
of like a year where it's kind of been an off year for them. Like they've come under the radar. They look really good on the weekend. I'd be very happy if I was a Dragons fan seeing the way Atkinson played on the weekend.
Oh, absolutely.
He was awesome.
I think the fact as well is that they've underperformed this year. That's why they've been under the radar. Like a lot of people saw the team, Adam Fanua-Blake being added to the team, and they're like, oh. Yeah. This should be a top 4 team.
On paper, they should be. Yeah.
On paper, they should be a top 2 team. But then, they kind of.
And what's interesting too is Brayley's had the best year of his career.
Yeah.
This has been the best he's played. It's just for some reason they haven't been able to put it together in other areas, but they're looking good at the right time.
Yeah, they're looking good, but against the Chooks, I just don't know.
Yeah, we'll get to that. I think the Roosters are airborne at the moment for me. Like I think the way how improved Mark Nwanganitawaze has
top
been,
try scorer of the year, by the way.
has been from the start of the year to now. He's just a freak. Tupou's played probably his best year of his career. And since Sammy
Tedesco's had a solid year as well.
Tedesco's played well. Since Sammy Walker's come back, like Angus Crichton when Sam Walker's outside him is the best back rower ever. Yeah. When Walker's inside him, he's the best back row ever. He's unbelievable. So they're looking really good. They're airborne. As I said, they're probably I know they're on the other side of the draw, and we can't play them till the grand final if we both make it. They're probably the other team outside of Canberra that I'm worried about. But to summarise, I think we're primed for ready for a finals run. No one knows how to play finals football better than us. We've won 12 in a row so far. If we win this comp, it'll be 16 finals games in a row,
which is insane. What a stat!
Yeah. And we lost. If we hadn't lost that one in 2021 when we won the comp, it would have been even more. So it
would have been like 19 or something.
Yeah, pretty wild.
I'm just so excited with the boys. I'm excited to see what we can do. What Ivan's got planned. Obviously, in Ivan we trust.
Mate, as I said to you, the amount of joy him and his son have brought up our lives in the last 4 years, we were to back him to the hills. And I'd seen what he's doing. It just looks like he's standing there with his shirt off flexing at the rest of the comp going, we don't care where we have to play. We don't care who we have to play. We're going to come to you. We're going to come and take your season from you, and we're going to leave.
And the fact that obviously we can't this week, which absolutely sucks, but we're coming in with the Vegas jersey, the 4P, like that is just the flex.
Grand final day against the Roosters, us wearing our 4P jersey is going to be unbelievable.
That is just like the biggest swinging dicks fucking flex you can ever have, and I'm keen for it, man. I've started a trend. I've worn this is my 2021 jersey. Next week will be 2022. Week after 23, and then we'll be slowly creeping around. So,
were you proud of me? I wore my jersey on the podcast,
mate. I had never seen this bloke wear a jersey. We were questioning whether or not he was an actual Panthers fan because he kept saying go the Panthers, but no photo he ever had, or the one photo he did show us, it was just the jersey and no face, so we didn't know. But he wore the jersey. He's showing that he's a Panthers fan and maybe potentially a bandwagon. We never know. But yeah, I was proud of you. I was like, fuck, he finally actually wore it. Insane. Who would have thought?
All right, we're going to wrap it up with a bit of Love Island with Flaxy. Tell us all about your girls, mate.
Mate, we'll do predictions on...
I've already given mine.
Well, predictions on... Well, yeah, you've given yours, but I'll give my predictions.
I've given my whole final series.
Yeah, he did. So
go on, I can tell you the games.
Here we go.
Raiders, Bronx.
Raiders, Bronx. Gee, I go Raiders here.
Panthers, Warriors.
Panthers.
Roosters, Sharks.
Roosters.
And Storm Bulldogs. So you just copied my tips. What's new?
You know what?
Thanks, everybody.
I'm going to go Bulldogs.
We're out.
I'm going to go Bulldogs.
Fuck, you're a loser.
Cheers, boys. See you next week.